If you ask me what the fundamental problem with humanity is, I would say it is the disease of the ego. And what is the cure for the disease of the ego? That, that sense of separation, of separateness, that, also implies a competition for resources and, a struggle with, for acceptance and then dominance, etc. Another way of putting it is the struggle for control. If that's the fundamental problem, then the solution is very unbelievably simple. It's unbelievably simple. Open your heart is the solution. In opening our hearts, first of all, we're releasing tensions and allowing our creative energy to flow, which makes us healthier physically and mentally and emotionally and intellectually, etc. Secondly, we're discovering a place within ourselves that is pure sweetness and beauty and love. And in that place, we also discover that we are completely interconnected with every other human being on the planet and the total environment. We discover that we have emerged from the biosphere. Into the biosphere we will dissolve, and and any and all of it is within us, and we are within it. There is nothing else. We're completely connected. And discovering that connection is also, an ever-increasing flow of, on a physical level, health, on a mental and emotional level, clarity, generosity, gratitude. On a spiritual level, it is total well-being, abundance, not of a material kind, and unconditional love. So, the essence of the practice is opening your heart every day. Why waste your energy on the struggle? It is absolutely something you cannot win. There is one rule to the game of life, and one only rule to the game of life. And that rule is, you play, you lose. That's the rule. That's why there's such things as hermits and monks and, wandering ascetics, people who forget about the world. Just forget about it. And who go about every day exploring the inner world that begins with opening your heart. Exploring what it is to lose the world and be found in unconditional love. Think of it, everybody here has probably read the writings of Rumi, or at least the translated writings of Rumi, which is not the writings of Rumi, but it's really beautiful. The dervishes, they left the world. The yogis, the sadhus, the Jud practitioners, completely left the world. So patience is good. That's a good step. You know, when you take a complete step out of the world, then patience is not an issue because you just moved outside of time. The abundance, the joy, the beauty, the love that is within you, you know, that completely, that uprising, that upwelling of love and joy and beauty dissolves the ego, dissolves every sense of separateness, pacifies every dimension of our body, mind, and emotions, satisfies us, and allows us to leave the world. And you know, in some sense, it's a sophisticated endeavor because, you know, I was with Rudy. We lived in New York. You know, there was things were happening. I was dealing with the world. I still deal with the world every day. But the thing for me is, I left every worldly aspiration. I left every need for worldly approval on any level that I might have ever had. I left every expectation of the world and lived in the what for me was an incredibly rich and beautiful experience of the presence of my teacher in my life, which was a short experience, but it sustains me even to this day. You know, it's like surrender. What's that mean? Essentially, it means let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. Let it go. When you're pissed, let it go. Just let it go. When you're hurt, let that go too. When you're longing, let that go. When you're under pressure, let it go. Just let it go. And try to come back again and again and again and again, a million billion times, to the experience of flow within yourself and between you and the people that you share this world with. Just let it go and find the flow. And in that flow, there are just like 100 million miracles. You know, and of course, if we look at the opposite of that, you know, the opposite of flow is, well, one way we could characterize it is constipation. And in constipation, there are 100 million different diseases, different pathologies. Flow. So just let it go. Over and 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 over again. Let it go. Finding the flow again and again and again and again and again and again and again, all your questions will be resolved. As human beings, we all suffer. Every human being suffers. Every human being suffers. And there's no escape from that. No one escapes their karma. which is, terrible until you understand that there is a sweetness and a joy and a love inside you that you access through the doorway that is your heart. And when you go there every day, and when you open that door and go to that place and begin to live from that, you experience a sweetness that transforms you and all your interactions with everybody, and starts to make all these circumstances, which on one level is total torment, on another level becomes, cosmic genius, and suddenly your life is filled with miracles. That doesn't mean it isn't work. It isn't work. You know, love and work are the same thing. Anybody here ever have kids? I know a few of you have. Love and work are the same thing, period. If you've ever had a relationship, love and work is the same thing. So yeah, it's work, but it is amazing, dazzling, wondrous work that just keeps on blessing us. So the first thing I do every day after I have a cup of coffee and I settle myself and start to, actually I begin the minute I start to wake up, but I really in earnest access, open my heart, feel that movement within me, breathe into that sweetness, merge my breath in that sweetness, and get up and go do my day. I have, at the point that my breath and that sweetness have merged, completely left the world. Because there is nothing at all the world is going to give me that I don't already have in myself. And the truth is, there is nothing in the world that is going to give anybody ever anything close to what we already have in ourselves. And so, of course, I just have endless compassion for anybody and everybody who thinks that they're going to find something out there that is going to make them happy because, well, good luck, sailor. Whatever comes up between you and that sweetness, let it go. Let it go. You read Rumi, in a way, what he's saying is complete madness. And, it's the kind of madness that's worth living for. Okay, we'll stop now. Very nice to be with you all this evening. Thank you for coming. So happy to see you.